And he made a list of 5 things. Time B. Smith. He says, 1, I am the best. I can do it. 3, God is with me. 4, I am a winner. And 5, today is my day.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wellington. But give Mr. Wellington another round of applause for his excellent service to this institution. Before I move on further, Silver asks you, in someone who wants to leave because of an emergency. 6654GY, Silver Delta Corona asks you. You know, you just got just a small glimpse of what is happening at Steths. And that small glimpse just gave you an eye-opener to greatness, an opener to this institution and its level of achievements and standards. When you hear a school, a principal talking about engaging students during the summer to work on their values, to work on their attitudes, it tells you that I'm a geomatics engineer, sir. I don't know if anybody know what that is or who is a geomatics engineer. Spoke about geoinformatics. So I know all about geoinformatics. But geomatics engineering is just a fancy name for land surveying. Alright? So we're land surveyors. But we took it to another level and we included the geoinformatics into it. And what we're also going to add to the AutoCAD, whether we have AutoCAD Civil, 3D, or available to students. And it will come out of the National Spatial Data Division. So that's something that we will ensure that we have. Mr. Wellington spoke about your future, success being the future and not the past. And I can only say to that, in order for you to be the perfect or the best past student, or the most efficient or the most effective past student of or to this institution, is to be loyal to your future and not to your past. That is what Steths is looking for from you graduates. Do you hear me? In order for you to be that past students, or those past students that we will celebrate year in, year out, day in, day out, morning and evening, be loyal to your future. Look towards it, continue to be successful. We will now invite the choir to bring an item. a big applause right now. That was very good, very uplifting, and send them to church. Which church I'm singing Saturday and Sunday? Monday to Friday. You hear that? So you're invited to morning devotion to hear some good hymn. Very good. Thank you very much. Very, very good. Now, before we continue, I just want to say thank you. Sometimes, in the midst of what we do, we have to show gratitude. And, to our well-wishers here, to our parents, irrespective of where we're at and the challenges that we face in society, I just want to breathe to say thank you for trying your best. Next, we'll have greetings from Mrs. Lilith Williams, PTA, Parent Teachers Association rep for grade 11. I want to welcome Mrs.
Hostas Rotolorium for the parish of St. Elizabeth. This is Beryl Rochester, Chairman of the St. Elizabeth Technical High School, Mr. Yannick Watson, Principal, Mr. Keith Wellington, Vice Principal, Mrs. Holness, and Mr. Kogel, Guest Speaker, Dr. Andrea Smythe, other invited guests on and off the platform, parents, well-wishers, ancillary, academic, and all the other personnel related to this institution, the graduating class of 2022. A pleasant good evening. It is my distinct honor this afternoon to be standing here as a proud parent to represent the parents of the class of this, the 2022 graduating class. Some years ago, if I may begin this way, I had the opportunity of being sent to the St. Elizabeth Technical High School to do my counseling practicum right in 2009. And something happened that has changed my life forever. I fell in love with an institution, staff members, that has caused me to make a decision that whenever my child gets to the age of high school, one choice will be made, and that is the St. Elizabeth Technical High School. It was so profound that in 2017, when I decided to go to America, before the GSAT result came out, I bought 3 Steths uniforms and left, whether or not Steths is where she will attend. And of course, they never disappoint. Steths was her first choice, and that was what she got. And today I have no regret. But since I'm here to represent the parents of this, the graduating class, I want to highlight something very special. I want to highlight a very special lady. And I'm not going to be selfish, but she made such an indelible mark on my tenure here doing counseling practical that has impacted my years here with my child. I speak of one and only and no other, Mrs. Sandra Holness. Mrs. Holness, I I'm going to ask you to stand and take a bow. Wonderful woman. Wonderful. And she knows that I'm not just saying it here. I said it to her sometime earlier on. She said something to me when I was here on my counseling practicum that will forever resonate with me. That people value quality service and not so much the other things that people may be mindful of. But then a family started. In 2017, our children that are departing today started their tenure year here. We were anxious like they were. But of course, I felt a sense of comfort. And guess what happened? A family began. A family began at the St. Elizabeth Technical High School, where all of us as parents were knitted in a bond to ensure that we were knitted for the cause of our children, in ensuring that they were not just students here, but we said it from the beginning, that they must be the best batch of graduates that will graduate from the St. Elizabeth Technical High School. Today, we are proud. I can recall that some of the things that happened here, as parents, we are so proud. We have had sad moments and we have had happy ones. But we can say the happy ones far supersedes the ones that were not so pleasant. And every family has that. We have good days and we have bad days. But if you ask me the question, there is no other high school I would swap for this, the St. Elizabeth Technical High School. The bond that we have developed will be unbroken. But let me say, my responsibility as the parent rep for grade 11 is not by myself alone. May I ask Miss Anne Daly Rogers to stand? That's my co-worker in the work. Anne, please stand and take a bow. Wonderful. Anne and I, we collaborated, we networked, we shared thoughts, we shared ideas on our group. And today we are happy to know that we have grown stronger and a number of relationships have developed. During our children's tenure here, there are some things that I'd like to highlight. I'd love to highlight the way the ancillary staff worked here. Maintenance of the school property. Sometimes I get to some of them and I say to them, listen man, I want a little more of this. And guess what? Cooperation is what you will always get. To the ancillary staff, we want to say thank you. Thank you very much for everything that you do to maintain the property of the St. Elizabeth Technical High School. The administrative staff. Some people would come here and think that I'm a member of staff, but no, I'm just a parent. But the camaraderie and the rapport that we develop, that welcoming attitude that they have, it's just a bond. And listen to me, I will forever love you all. Thank you so much for what you do to make this institution what it is. To the teachers, oh my gosh, this part gets me really emotional. One of the parts that is most commendable to me is that there are times when we as parents wondered how we were going to get by, whether financially or otherwise. But there were some teachers who were so unique and distinct in the way they support you as parents and your children. They always motivate your children to continue to do well. There were some who wanted to know every time a student moved from a grade to a next grade that they were following up on their academic advancement, and that is rather commendable. As they move on, they moved with them, and I say thumbs up to you teachers, thumbs up to you who have children's best interests at heart. And I want you to know that we as parents, we love you, but especially the teachers who taught our children during the 2 years of the pandemic. Listen, there were times when we were seeing our children online, and the kind of space that the teachers open or develop, you could hear concert for the children. You could hear teachers who wanted children to learn. And I want to say to the grades 10 and 11 teachers, which are the same, I want you today to take a bow. Wherever you are, we applaud you. We, the parents, applaud you for the outstanding job you did. You never had to. You had children. You had other responsibilities, and you could have done a little less, but you chose not to do so. And I believe with confidence that as a result of what you all have done, our children are going to shine in the CXC exam that they have just completed. Teachers, grade 11 teachers, may God bless you and may you continue to be a stalwart for this institution. We want to say thanks to our bus drivers. Wow. They were faithful, always ensuring that when some of our children did not get to their stop on time, they were calling us to find out, are they coming today? What's happening? And when it's going home time, they're checking out to make sure that their regular students that they carry for the day were on the bus. Bus drivers, a big thumbs up to you, and we love you. Because if you never took care of our children as they journey from school back home and from home to school, I am sure we would not have been as comfortable as we are today. Some business personnel in the community were exceptional also, especially those closest to the school. They looked out for our children, and we want to say a big thank you. To the security, believe me, if you are not as firm as you are in ensuring that the rules are maintained and that what must be done is done, you must not enter the school premises as you feel, nor just exit whenever you want. No matter who you were, what position or capacity you hold, they had to make sure things were in order. And I want to say to Miss Grant and her team, a big thank you. Thank you so much. Now, because these were the first batch of students who had virtual learning and to do CXC, we really want to say to them, students, graduates, we are proud of you. We are proud of you for holding your head above the water. For days when it was tough, and you know we as parents sometimes never even understand. We couldn't even assist you sometimes as we wanted to. But you held strong your goal. And today you're shining and we're proud of you. In 2019, I could have said so much, but just highlighting a few things. In 2019, after having thought that I needed a sponsor for my daughter more than anything else, God sent an alumni of this institution showing you the familyness that this institution teaches, that as a sponsor walked onto this compound and became the sponsor of my daughter. I am going to ask him and his wife, Mr. Alan Clark, the other parents of my daughter, please stand from all the way in Dallas, Texas, a graduate of the class of 1977. Stand and take a bow. We love you. We appreciate you, and we know that what you have done for Dijonais can never ever be rewarded fully to you. But we say thank you. And I know the only reason you're in Jamaica is because of her. God bless you. And thanks Steths for what it has been doing, even through the Alumni Association. And Miss Janet Dyer, I also want to mention her. Earlier on this year, the students of the food preparation class were invited on a culinary art and gastronomy symposium at the Runaway Bay Heart Academy. When they went there, my daughter said, Mommy, we were treated like prince and princesses. You know why? Because the principal is the other school, but it was specifically designated for Steths, and the other days were for other school mixed. I want to say thumbs up to her. Steths, your reputation is going far and wide. Thank you very much. And today, with all I've said on behalf of the parents here today, to say how appreciative we are for all that this institution has done to prepare our students to become stalwarts, to become assets for this, not only our nation, but the world at large, and for the diaspora. We want to say a big thank you. And so today, we have something special that we want to do. They are a part of the decoration that is here, but if you look around, there are 7 potted Ireka palms, and for those of you who don't know, it is deep. Those type of palms are one that adds a richness to the whole aesthetic of any organization or any environment. And Steths is an institution that I've noticed that facilitates a number of functions, and they are always having functions here. If my child is going to live here on our children, and we want to continue the rich tradition, we want to make sure we add some richness to it. And so today, the pots that are nicely decorated in the yellow and blue, nicely decorated, mesh-looking decoration, they are being given by the parents of this, the graduating class of 2022. And guess what? We give them to you, not to add to your beauty, but we want you to know that they had the potential once cared for to add to the richness and the expansion of beauty, because you can expand them and make many more to contribute to your environment, to rent later on, and whatever else you want to do. We give them to you with our love to you. Thank you. I say, our children that are departing today are not leaving you because they really want to go so much. Because of 60 years of service, and there are some new babies that are coming for September. We want to ensure that they leave space, that their younger sibling who comes along will have space to grow and develop, so that the impact that you have made on them will be made on them also. St. Elizabeth Technical High School, to all the members of staff, from principal to everybody that works here, we thank you, we love you, we appreciate you, and embedded in our heart is our love for you, and we let you know that they are leaving, but our love is not left, and they will make you proud. Go and make better disciple students, and God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Williams, for your powerful greetings, for the words that were said. Show the readiness for a long time to come. Mrs. Williams, while you walk away, the first part of your message, you spoke about wanting your daughter to attend Steths. I just want to say to you that those who dance are considered crazy by those who can't hear the music. Alright? So, graduates, can you stand for me, please? Stand where you are. Come on, it's your day, man. Stand up, man. Come on. Graduating class of 2022. How you feel? No, man, no. You're not going to be Mr. Wellington. You can't leave it up. You can't have past students like this. You continue like that. Graduating class of 2022. How do you feel? Alright. We're going to make sure that you stay hungry and eat. Alright. You may sit, but just to let you know that we appreciate you and we're here celebrating with you. And I just want to say as we move this program along quickly that, you know, along with Mr. Clark, there are several other past students who would have assisted greatly to this institution, to the activities. And I remember having conversation and dialogue with past students in the past few months. And you know, one of the things about Steths is to see a past student not walking in with only empty hands, but walking in with something to give back and walking back through the gate, smiling that they would have contributed. So the past students who would have contributed to the academics, to the sports, I want to say thank you. And at Steths, we appreciate your role as past students. And we will continue to appreciate what you do as a group and individually. So we move towards the most important aspect of graduation, and that is our guest speaker who will bring her address. But I'm not going to say too much because she will be introduced, but she's young. She's a past student. She's not sure. She feels like both dual enrollment. So, as we wait to welcome our guest speaker, we'll have Alia Kerr introduce the guest speaker first. Welcome.
Steths Graduation, the Honorable Beryl Rochester. Good evening, everyone. Steths Graduation, the Honorable Beryl Rochester, Member of Parliament, Mr. Gilroy Slowly, Councillor Christopher Williams, Regional Director of the Ministry of Education, Mr. Otis Brown, representatives of the various Steths alumni chapters, the Chairman of the School Board, Mr. Yannick Watson, other members of the School Board, Principal, Mr. Keith Wellington, Vice Principal, Mrs. Sandra Holness and Mr. Nigel Pogo, other distinguished guests on the platform, members of all categories of staff, parents, guardians, well-wishers, my fellow graduates, a pleasant afternoon to you. I am privileged to introduce to you our guest speaker for this afternoon. She was born in the community of Springfield, which is located here in the Breadbasket Parish of St. Elizabeth. However, she was raised in the New Roads in Westmoreland. She attended the St. Elizabeth Technical High School, where she was a member of the track and field team. Not only was she part of the track and field team here at Steths, but but she was also a two-time member of the Jamaican national track and field team. During her tenure here at this noble institution, she proved herself a balanced student who was able to manage efficiently both her academics as well as track and field, and it is no wonder she was awarded the prize for being the most rounded student at her graduation. After high school, she pursued higher education on a track and field scholarship at the St. Joseph's University in the United States. There, she continued to excel both on the track and academically, and she graduated with the academic honors and the award for the most outstanding senior female athlete. Soon after, she was inducted into the university's Track and Field Hall of Fame as one of the youngest members. This young woman declined an opportunity to enter an Olympic training camp and opted instead to pursue and consequently obtain a doctorate in economics at Temple University. She is currently a professor of economics at Howard University in Washington, D.C. She enjoys helping young people from all walks of life find their places in an ever-evolving economy and a complex world. She is still an avid learner, but now a very slow runner. Man.
Master of Ceremony, Board Chairman Watson, Principal Mr. Keith Wellington, Regional Director Mr. Brown, Custis Mrs. Beverly Rochester, Bishop, other distinguished members of the parents of the families and friends of the graduating class, and last but not least, graduating class of 2020. A pleasant good afternoon. So I was actually asked by Mr. Wellington to do the commencement address in 2019, but I couldn't do it then. And I'm glad it didn't work out in 2019, because I am so happy to be here this year at Steths while we celebrate our 60th anniversary. So I graduated from Steths 20 years ago. I can't believe it's been 20 years. I have 2 siblings and 2 cousins who also graduated from Steths. And I have another 2 siblings who briefly attended Steths before they moved away. I currently have 2 cousins who are enrolled at Steths. What I'm saying to you is that Steths blood runs deep in my family. I came to Steths, a very quiet, shy girl from the bushes of St. Elizabeth and Westmoreland. I left an outspoken, well-traveled young lady. During my time at Steths, I took 5 international trips to 3 different countries. I graduated nearly fluent in Spanish. I left Steths with a dream of being an economist, even though I had no idea what that was at the time. I left Steths with an all-expense paid track and field scholarship to study at a university abroad. Now, if you understand my background, my family does not have a lot of resources, financial resources, my parents at least. So to be able to leave high school with such a remarkable, with such a great education is more than remarkable. As you heard in my bio, I am now professor at the Howard University, HBCU in Washington, D.C. hold a PhD in economics, and I am one of a select number of black women who hold this degree. I am truly living in a world that has surpassed my wildest dreams. And so today, I want to share with the graduates 3 points from my journey through Steths that have allowed me to create this world. And I will be speaking to you on the theme of making our worlds and be masters of our own destinies. I would like to begin my first point with a question to you. Did you know you have superpowers? Yeah, you all do, we all do. Not everyone realizes it, and not everyone uses it. And so I want you to leave here today being fully aware of your superpowers and being ready to use it. So what is your superpower? What is our superpower? Our superpower is the ability to conceive of something in our imagination and then make it come to pass in real life. How amazing is that? We can create worlds from our minds. We can bend this world to our own wills. We can create the futures in which we will live. We can create our own destinies. And of course, it is our God-given right to be co-creators of the world with Him. So think about it. If you decide you're going to be a teacher, you go to teacher's college and you work hard. If you persevere, 3 or 4 years later, you are a teacher. You have created a world in which you are a teacher. But look around you. We interact all the time with worlds created by other people. So when I was traveling to Jamaica on Tuesday, I received a snap from the flight attendant, and she gave me a napkin. On the napkin, it says, Southwest Airlines was born on a napkin in 1971. So apparently the founder of the airline had an idea for an airline while sitting at, I think at dinner with his friend, and he scribbled a plan on a napkin. This was just someone having a dream which they turned into reality. And here I was, sitting on a plane in a world that he created. Every time you pick up your iPhone, you enter a world created from the mind of Steve Jobs. Every time you log onto Amazon or Facebook, you enter into worlds created by Jesus and Mark Zuckerberg. So your worlds we create for ourselves, and then there are worlds created by others. And for better or for worse, as adults, we have to understand that the future is simply a place where we live in whatever worlds we created for ourselves, both personally and collectively. So, for the graduates, as you enter into the world of adulthood, the time has come for you to leave the world created by your family. The time has come for you to create the worlds in which you will live. So, now that you know the task ahead of you is to be world makers, let me talk to you a little bit about how worlds are made by sharing my story, or some of it. So, I frequently think that before I came to Steths, Steths came to me. So let me explain. I was actually already registered and enrolled at Black River High School when the Steths track and field coach came to my grandmother's house to recruit my sister. She was the track star. So I was sitting with him outside waiting for my mom to come out, and he asked me 2 questions that changed my destiny. He asked, "Can you run too?" And he asked, "Would you like to come to Steths too?" Of course I answered yes. I remember early on in my time at Steths, some past students who were also members of the track and field team, they had came back from overseas, and they stopped by to talk to the track team. They talked about their experiences traveling the world, competing, and gaining scholarships to study abroad. And I decided then that I wanted to do that. Their realities became my dream. And I would literally lay in bed at night. I was a dreamer, y'all. I was a daydreamer. And I was would close my eyes and imagine myself as an athlete competing all over the world and as a student athlete on a scholarship abroad. You see, some people will simply call this dreaming, but I call this the first step in world making. The second step in world making is putting in the hard work. From the day that vision of gaining a scholarship entered my mind, I was committed to that outcome. I worked hard, and I don't ever remember missing a day of practice, of track practice. So I was not the best when it came to track. As I said, I kind of hitched my stars to my sister's coattail to come to Steths. But I had some raw speed, because it kind of runs in the family. I had no endurance. So the coaches, they didn't really know what to do with me. So they just had me try a bunch of different events and to see, if I could excel in one of them. So I did the long jump, the triple jump, the hurdles, and all of the sprints. Now, for those of you who are familiar with track, these are very technical events and require much practice to master. But after learning the techniques of practice, what I would do is lay in my bed at night and imagine myself going over the hurdles. I would go over the hurdles thousands of times in my mind until I was sure I had the technique down. I would envision myself going through the phases of the long jump and the phases of the triple jump. I would envision myself driving out of the starting blocks with power. See, some people call this simply, visioning or envisioning. But I call this world building. I also worked very hard in the classroom. I would take detailed notes and I would go home and really study my notes. When my friend group at Steths would skip classes or wanted to skip classes, I would stay behind with the students who were focused on academics. I don't remember ever missing a day of class. See, some people may call this hard work or dedication, but I call this world making. The third step in world making is having great support system. So since my sister and I lived so far from Steths, the decision was made that we would board in Santa Cruz. So because we were traveling late at nights to get home. Now I actually don't know who made that decision. It was likely the coaches with some of my family members. And an older brother who was also a Steths class student stepped in to pay the cost because my parents could not afford it. Not only were the coaches knowledgeable about their craft, they became like second parents to us. So for example, Mr. Eldemeyer Simmons was also a math teacher. He was our head coach. He would help with math lessons. The coaches made sure we stay on track, that we were going to class. When it came time to travel to the Penn Relays or Miami Classics, the past students would step in to help with the cost, and the ones who were in the local area would come to our hotel and greet us and bring us food. The teachers were masters at their work. As I said, I left Steths almost fluent in Spanish. I was not even trying to be fluent. I simply did the work that was assigned to me. I did 1 year in sixth form. I was introduced to the discipline of economics. And the way the material was presented to me, I fell in love with the discipline. I ended up pursuing the highest degree possible in that field. I just could not get enough of it. So you see, for some people, being teachers, coaches, and alums may simply be a job or volunteer service. But to me, they are in the business of making world makers. And so, the dream and the vision, the hard work and the envisioning, against the backdrop of an institution designed to support world makers. I graduated from the State Elizabeth Technical High School and embarked on a journey to inhabit this world as a full scholarship student athlete in the United States. And with that, this dream that I had was now my reality. The fact that you are graduating from Steths. means that you have been given a world-class education. This means you have the tools needed to create any world you envision for yourself. See, to the graduates, some people might look at you and simply see some high school graduates. But I see world makers. And so I want you to start dreaming of the worlds in which you will live. The worlds in which you want to live. I want you to envision a future for yourself and work towards it. This is bigger than simply achieving some goals. Remember, whatever dreams you dream and make come true is a future reality in which you live. And again, that can be a dream or a nightmare, depending on how you create it. If you have no dreams that you're working towards, it means that you're building a future for yourself without a home. Your future will simply be to exist in worlds that other people have built. And that is giving other people control over your destiny. So class of 2022, it is time to activate your superpower. It is time to be world makers. It is time to take control over your own destiny. The second thing I want to talk to you about today is the importance of institutions such as Steths, collective world making in our control of our destiny. So the fact that we are African descended people living in the Caribbean really is because there's some people who had a dream for a world where other people were slaves so that they could be wealthy. You see, some people use their superpower for evil. And that's why it's important for people with good hearts and good intentions to be world makers. Instead of living, and what that period in history did, is that it took away our ability to create our own worlds. It took away our ability to live in worlds that we had a say in creating. It prevented us from being masters of our own destinies. And for generations, us as Jamaicans did not get to participate in the making of our world and of the larger world. And that's why institutions such as Steths are so important. In a group of people together to make it a reality. They did a world. Coincidence. Oh, what a beautiful world it is. Look at that. It is no coincidence that Steths is celebrating its 60th anniversary at the same time that Jamaica is celebrating 60 years of independence. At the time of our independence, the nation and the community needed institutions fitting for our new era as people in charge of our own destinies. The founders of Steths heeded the call of the moment when they created this world for us. And I know sometimes we take it for granted, but my father, for example, had a 4th grade education. My mother has a 7th education. I know if these types of institutions were more prevalent when they were younger, they would have had more opportunities to create different worlds for themselves and their families. So I'm afraid of Jamaicans to live in worlds that were mostly the making of our own people. And Steths is one of those institutions that's a key part of that. So to the graduates and your families, whether you hail from the nearby Santa Cruz town or from the mountain sides of the Santa Cruz Mountains, whether you descend from the compound tribes in the Nassau Mountains or from the people of the valleys of Pedro Plains, whether you cross the bridge over the Black River or over the borders of Westmoreland or Manchester or all over Jamaica. However you got to Steths, for the last 5 years, you were able to inhabit this world at Steths, created specifically for you as free, independent people in control of our own destinies. So despite obstacles in the that I will not go into for the sake of time. I decided I needed to remain in this discipline so I can represent the interests of people who look like me when these economic worlds are being designed. In addition, there are very few students who share with me that I inspired them to become economists because they see me because they see me inhabiting this world and they decide that this too can be their world. So you see, just by creating a world for yourself, you can inspire other people to dream and to create their own world. And for me, as long as there are people who cannot dream their own dreams because someone else has them in servitude, or because they do not have access to enough food, or they do not have access to a good education, or they do not have safety, or simply because they do not believe in their power. As long as they're not free to build their own worlds, then there are better worlds for me to build. And so my final call to you, the world makers of 2022, is to join me in this challenge of being global world makers. As you all are already aware, the current world has many problems, from worldwide pandemics, impending economic recessions, increasing rates of cancer, threats of nuclear war, climate change, and gun violence that plagues our cities. We need new visions for a brighter world. We need people who are willing to create these better worlds. And as the newest adult members of society, you are the youngest dreamers and visionaries. So I want you to dream of the most amazing realities you can conceive of, and then go out and create them. Not just for yourselves, but for your families, your country, and for the world. So, in closing, here to your new adventure in world making. I cannot wait to see the worlds you create for yourselves. I cannot wait to partner with you in strengthening our beloved Steths Technical Hub, so that this world that has nurtured us will be available for those coming after us. And I cannot wait to partner with you in making the world a better place for all people. Congratulations and God bless you.
Come on, a bigger round of applause. Big one. I am a superpower. I have my own powers. If you could be a superpower, who would you be? Don't answer, just be yourself. I feel very motivated, engaged, because this was just not a message for the graduated class. It was a message for everyone. I had my own love affair with economics in high school. You know, I went to a different school, but I feel the vibes and love from Steths because my mother went to Steths, so my birthright is somewhere around the place. 3 of my sisters went to Steths. One was head girl. And we were competitive. I saw what she came home with, and she was brilliant, and I matched her. But, you know, while doing economics, it's a tough subject, talking about divided to micro and macro. You start on simple things like Pareto optimalities. You got into some, you know, Marxists and a lot of things. But when I was in 6th form doing economics, My highest mark was 45%. Never got higher than 45%. I remember January, just before mock exam, I went to my teacher and I said, look here, now drop this in, because it makes sense, you know, this and I'm going to pass it. That time it was GC A level, think tough. And at that time, and I'm sure it was your time as well, where you had the internet was none. So you gather those newspapers and you read them, and you know your family members traveling from England or wherever, you say, remember to bring me the English newspaper so I can look to have some examples. And from wherever. And that used to be your exam in your exams. And I remembered she went back into the staff room and she came out and she sat with me and she and she said, these are the grades, you are my best student. And I was like, this woman mad. I'm the best student. And she said, you're doing well. Economics is a tough subject. And it formed the base of my career. I just told you that, you know, I'm a geomatics engineer, went into geomatics engineering to serve. And I needed 2 subjects. And while in high school, I had good people and bad persons around. So I ended up at Hampton to do 6th form. But I did almost straight sciences. Between 4th and 5th form was straight sciences. But I realized that at 6th form at Hampton, economics would be interesting. I took it on. When I did the exam, I marked it over. Here, done it. Done. I don't want to see this thing again. I came out with a B in G. Going to be rough. Look at where she's. Look at where she is. Look at where she is going. Look at where she wants you to go. It is very important. It is an experience shared. She worked for it. But in my mind, dreaming about it, everything just comes. And you want to be, want to prepare. You would have traveled the world for presenting our amazing past student and guest speaker. A round of applause for her again.
Dr. Andrea Smith, on behalf of Dr. Andrea Smith, on behalf of the Chairman of the Board of Governors, other members of the board, the principal, vice principals, the academic, administrative, and auxiliary staff, and the graduating class of 2022, I would like to extend sincere gratitude to you for taking the time out to share with us your words of wisdom, knowledge, and encouragement. We have listened and we have garnered much knowledge from you, and we are privileged since you possess such great accomplishments. We are extra proud because you are a past student of this noble institution. With that, we are more convinced that we can be anything we want to be. I can assure you that your words have resonated with us, and we will surely use them as guidelines as we embark on our journey into the future. In addition to our verbal gratitude, please accept this token as a symbol of our appreciation. Once again, thank you and have a
Beautiful, very good guy who knows his stuff and is instrumental and a part of the fabric of this great institution. Another round of applause, please, for our guest speaker. Our next item would be by the Theatre Arts Group. So let us welcome them. And right after, we'll have the reflection by Dejanay Williams and Joshua Newsom.
I won't do I do not have from go. Yada wrong. Story time.
Not again!
Yo, once upon a time in 1961, the citizens of Santa Cruz come up with a plan to build a nice school on this piece of land. Now everybody know it as home have two. Home have two.
Champion!
Principal and principal. Principal, but soccer was the time. You boy, over here, stand that attention. I will sack you.
No, I want this family man say, after 25, you better do what Mr. One.
Mr. Roper was the man with the plan. Miss Samuda, she was the quiet one.
No, she and the one who write the school song. Leaders of the...
Who's talking that? No, in a my time, uniform now. Prefects wear white, students full of pride, and need not tour guide reach a class on time. Well,
make sure say you bring your yard, bring it so Mama Lila and everybody get food, and if you're extra nice, you get extra dumpling. Food never stays cause we got to be calm. And this all of how we learn and we from.
And this is how we learn and we're from. And this is how we learn and we're from. Now 6 years later, everything changed. We can walk on the holy grass.
Well, not in my days.
We can't see the here. Picnic get here. Food get bigger.
Lord, it bring me to tears.
Oh God! And the current principal paving the way for this generation. So, oh, thanks. But we can tell you what we learned.
Uno chat no me pick me.
Steths. So Steths. Steths. So Steths. You think I know it has started from 61 we are left here, mark. Loyal to the yellow and the blue in our hearts. First we are come with a deal with last home of true champions. When it comes to success, we not take too long. When they talk about Headley, you know so we deadly. Ben Francis not be mentioned it 6 times in a row, yeah, and we verse it. Year after year, we are pass on the touch one. Technical, yeah, and we are the boss. We get here once, get 3 and still pass one. Technical, yeah, and we are the boss one. Technical, yeah, and we are the boss one.
Lord, me can't manage that generation.
An applause again for the theatre arts group, and a bigger applause for one technical. There's one technical high school in Jamaica, right? So, no. Alright. So we'll move right into the reflections again by Dishani Williams and Joshua Dixon.
Delroy Slowly, Councillor Christopher Williams, Regional Director of the Ministry of Education, Mr. Otis Brown, Representative Board, Principal Mr. Keith Wellington, Vice Principals, Mrs. Sandra Holness and Mr. Nigel Kogel, Guest Speaker Dr. Andrea Smythe, members on the platform, members of the academic, administrative and ancillary staff, parents, guardians, well-wishers, graduates, a pleasant afternoon to you all.
On behalf of the batch of 2022, we proudly stand here as the valedictorians to reflect on our journey at this noble institution. Finally, we are here, but where has the time gone?
You are correct. Time gone indeed. It's a few years ago that we entered the blue and yellow gates of Steths, and look at now.
And can you imagine the journey? For many of us, our tenure here with it today.
It's also a time to reflect on lessons learned, adventures shared, and special moments. Graduation is a time to wish our friends the best for the future, a time to say farewell to our dear teachers, and a time to thank you to everyone who has played a part in our journey.
Henry Cloud once said, everything has a season, and we have to be able to recognize when something time has passed and be able into the next season. Everything that is alive requires pruning as well, which is a great metaphor for everything.
5 years ago, we eagerly entered the gate of the institution and was greeted by Alexander, who is the grade 7 coordinator, and her team. Being a teacher of agricultural science, she welcomed her new sprouts. She ensured that her seedlings were kept and ready to be sowed. Within the very first week, we were grilled with the school rules and, of course, the school song. And if we did not get it, she remarked, "I don't like you, you know." To which many of us chuckled discreetly.
Do you remember during orientation when devotion was an entirely day service and Mr. Mackenzie was the pastor and the Bible was the school handbook? We stood until our hunger became audible.
When we took roots in our season in grade 7, no one dared to walk on the block without having to deal with Miss Alexander. And if one student stepped out of line, Mr. Mackenzie lived up to the Steths reputation and completed the 60-meter dash without running to deal with that student.
Grade 8 came and we flourished from our wonderful spring season of grade 7. Time did not wait on us because in no time we were poised to move on to our long-awaited summer.
Our seasons were confused and confusing, however, because instead of steady progression out of nowhere, winter arrived with a blizzard called COVID-19. It snowed on us and buried us under the 19 subjects we were slapped with in grade 9. What a coincidence! We were quickly swept online for classes where many times there was only a teacher, a few students, and a host of crickets left chirping in the background.
Google Classroom became our haven, and the most frightening part of online classes was when we left our microphones on. The teachers really tried their best with us. However, because being online did not prevent us from being administered with our assignments, activities, and tests.
Our lives were impacted by the sudden COVID-19 pandemic. But despite the shift in our seasons, we were transplanted into grade 10, where we were faced with the life-changing subject selection process. Little did we know that the reduction in the number of subjects did not mean that there would be a reduction in the workload.
We had to push out new leads, since neither the pandemic nor time waited on us. We entered a new season when we were introduced to various SBAs and the heavy syllabus in preparation for external examinations.
At that point, we were more annoyed by the utterances of Miss Arthuria's school, and we were over the moon when we learned that the teacher was out for the day. There was no ease as we grew closer to grade 11. The pressure increased as we had to complete mock exam, but at our classes, complete SBAs, and don't even ask if some of us played hide and seek with our teachers, and prepare for Mr. Cesek and his friends NCT event, and of course, City and Guilds.
The end of our autumn season in grade 11 drew closer to an end when the external examinations began. We began to shed our subjects one by one. Our CSEC English exam put a smile on our faces as we brought Marcel's story to life. However, it must have been an angry Marcel who set the math paper because how could we have solved X or Y?
As our exams ended, our happiness was quickly replaced by sadness when we realized that we might never see many of our friends again. Fellow graduates, let me just pause to remind us that now is not the time to stop practicing the skills and values that we have acquired at Steths, but now more than ever, keep them us as we move to another phase in our lives.
We have proven that this institution is best because despite the difficult seasons we have been through, we have made it. We took root, flourished, and grew into our purpose. We will always be grateful for an opportunity to have been part of the legacy of this noble institution.
As we celebrate 60 years of excellence, we are not only proud to witness this occasion, but we are also proud to know that we, the the batch of 2022 will be part of the history of Steths. One day we too shall return to our alma mater, share our experience and our memories. In conclusion, let us continue to reflect on our journey as we take the Bible verse with us. Genesis 8 verse 4 says, "While the earth remaineth, seed time and harvest, and cold and heat, summer and winter, and day and night shall not cease." Thank you.
Thank you very much for the reflections. It does tell us a lot about the past of Steths, and again, it forms a foundation and on which we build and will continue to be successful. Now, we move to the moment where the graduates share with us, soothe us with melody through the graduation song. And from what I heard earlier from the choir, I'm sure I'm going to enjoy this one. So, graduates, it's your time. Come on, give them a round of applause, man. outside and outside there. And then YouTube, all the social media, rising stars in music, theater, drama, and everything coming from right here in the valleys of Santa Cruz. So support the graduates, but we're at an important part of the
awards.
Moment, I'll pause to Mr. Chairman, President of the Steths Alumni USA Inc., Mr. Donovan Wilson, and the entire group of, yes, Mr. Wilson, please stand, thank you. And the group of past students who have traveled from New York, from Connecticut, from Canada, from the UK, from wherever you have traveled from Kingston, from Mobile, please, and all the past students who have come to join in this celebration of our 60th. Past students, stand wherever you are and wave your hands, please. Past students. Give them a round of applause, everyone. Listen, we could not have done it without you, and we enjoy you being here with us today. I'd also like to pause again to recognize a very humble gentleman who has been beside his wife from day one, and he continues to be beside his wife. That's Reverend Robin Samuda, husband of Mrs. Dorothy Samuda. And young men, that's a husband you need to emulate, okay? Costas, if you come forward and help to hand out the certificate. Costas, very much. Chester, give her a hand as she comes, guys.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much. Now, at this time, we call names of our graduates. My name is Mr. Good, and this is my name, Mrs. Smith Anderson. I will start with Jamicia Allen. That's Jamicia Allen.
Jelani Anko. Jelani Anko.
And Jelani is Alicia Austin.
Sharika Battle.
Alex Black.
Julia Bennett.
I guess me have to ask everybody to move in front of me.
Shamoy Blake.
Guys, go back up. He's streaming, that's all the way back, please. Guys, can go back. He's streaming. Can I hear you? You get the picture away. Here you are. Minute in here, left.
Okay, and just before the crowd gets out of control, I'm going to ask that the parents or well-wishers just wait until your child or whoever you're supporting and it's called them to come out. You cannot go on gathering in front, please.
This don't make no sense, and everybody I go to one time. Sure.
So I'm asking all the parents, all the well-wishers in front of you just to step back and allow for your child to get to the car before you go in front. Don't want to be crowded.
Let's follow the program. Once you follow the program, you're going to see me.
Alphabetical order, just looking at.
So if you want to sit, that would be great. I'm asking all the persons gathering here, please. Thank you.
Go on.
Parents, you may want to ask your children. If they say we are waiting on you, we will wait. So everyone can come and get that one photograph, then go back to your seat. So
Shamoy Blake.
Ashane Blackwood.
Let me the program.
Liana Austin. Lushane Blake. Shavari Beckford. Britannia Bernard. Johnny. Kalian Blair.
The opponent is Serena Bowles.
Brianna Barrett.
Following Brianna is Kimani Bowles.
Christoph Bowes.
Following Christoph is Shamoy
I don't
Bowen.
know. I don't know.
Next we have Tyree Broomfield.
Followed
Followed by Ishika Brown.
for the next set of meetings, thank you very much, Custos. We will invite Bishop Scott to come from you. Thank you very much. We now have Jeremy Buchanan. Brown is followed by Shirley Brown.
Next we have Victoria Campbell.
Followed by Akin Shantilu.
Next we have Kyle Campbell.
Followed by Alicia Cole.
Next we have Celicia Clark.
Celicia is followed by Giovanni Clark.
Parents, remember we are asking that the aisle be cleared.
Proceed after the aisle is clear.
They're waiting for you to come here, just stop, man. Stop, you know, clear the place. Just stop and
So easy that you go over there.
Let's clear the aisle. Go over.
child name is Paul.
Thank you very much. Let us welcome on stage Renee Clark.
will be followed by Monique Cahoon.
Next we have Michaela Coleman.
Following is Arden Connell.
Next we have following Orden, we have Britannia Cranston.
Next up we'll have John Davis.
Next we have Daniel Dixon. Thank you very much, Bishop Scott. We will now have a change. We now welcome on stage Councillor Christopher Williams, who is a member of the school board, and our guest speaker, past student, Dr. Andrea Snag. We're going to be having two.
Thank you very much. Now we have Chelsea Davis.
Donovan Evans.
Shakira Finley.
Tariq Bender.
Brianna Francis.
Akesia Garwood.
Kyle Campbell. Sorry, Kyle Gale. My apologies, Kyle Gale. Ashika Graham.
Yeah, we have 6 persons standing in the aisle and not going anywhere or doing anything. Could you go back to your seats, please?
Shadonna Foster.
Nicholas Griffiths.
Tishania Hudson.
Dominic Higgins.
Shanique Gale.
Abiba Harris.
Candice Grant.
Orlando Malcolm.
Shanae Green.
Attila Holmes.
Xavier Hall.
Brady Hutchinson.
Macavia Gardner.
No, I think you're best here to get a picture.
Anne-Marie Hudson.
Althea Hewitt.
What's his name?
This one, the young man at the front, right? The baby on this side.
Lisa Higgins.
Lenroy Brindley. Lenroy Brindley.
Jalani Johnson.
Kevin Holmes.
What's your son?
Nathaniel Johnson.
Oh, don't worry. You're listening too loud when I say what?
What do you teach again?
Kadisha James.
Janelle Jones.
You know, when you look on the eye, I'm not worried. You're still shiver.
Timoy Hutchinson.
So, Michelle.
Shannon Johnson.
Sabrina Leslie.
O'Brien Irons.
Colby Lewis.
Allison Johnson.
Tamoya Lewis.
Jason Jackson.
Ashley Maitland.
Tajay Lewis.
Joel Martin.
Aliyah Herb.
Raheem Martin.
Daniel Linton.
Sonia Finley.
John, it's as long as you not come up back. As long as you not come up back.
Jashawn Neal.
As long as you not come up.
Jonathan Morris.
As soon as you go, you come over. When you see the man like this, they can't.
Kimon McCarthy.
Kevin Morrison.
Take the picture and move, please.
Tony McRae.
Jermaine Moxham.
We are streaming.
I get crowded. I get crowded. I get crowded.
Ashanti Muti.
Cecily Mullins.
Thaisa Miller.
Shania Neal.
Jardine Malcolm.
Okay, we want to thank Mrs. Mick Anderson and Mr. Goodman for calling the names. Before we proceed, parents, we have been having a wonderful afternoon. And again, we just have to maintain discipline while the photographs are being taken.
Who you taking picture for?
Securities on hand, those properly. Thank you. I'm going to call on 2 other grade level form teachers to join us here to continue the calling of the class of 2022. That's Miss Powell and Miss Reed.
Brianna Mullins.
Jamal.
Sheldon Morgan.
Crystal Park.
Jordan O'Brien. Alexia Phillips.
Troy.
I can take and cut now.
Up next we have Joshua Newsom.
Yeah. You know how long you can take? You think about 5 or 6 people?
Tarika Pino.
Run up, take the picture and cut.
Bravo.
Stephon Ranglin.
Janelle Robinson.
Next, Brittany Powell.
Ricardo Babaka.
Chanel Plum.
Shaway Rodriguez.
Kimberly Powell.
Rayton Rogers.
O'Brien Robinson.
Up next, Tiana Rowe.
David Robinson.
Trisha Sandberg.
Following Trisha is Kyrie Rochester.
Next, we have Gabriella Summer.
Satabdi Ray.
Next is Fitzroy Summer.
Nadine Rodriguez.
Next, Shadeen Summer.
Enrique Solomon.
Next, we have Gabrielle Summer.
Following Gabriel is Carlos Samuels.
Next, we have Larissa Summer.
Tarisha Solomon. Sheila Solomon.
Sadine Savar.
Dominic Sanderson.
Kelly Sanders.
Leo Scott.
Next, we have Tajwa Senior.
Barine Smith. Michaelia Smith.
Oh, look what I want.
Shanil Simpson.
What I want to say.
Michael Smith.
No, sir. Hey, move them people there for me.
AJ Smith.
Nicholas Smith.
Tishik Smith.
Travoya Stewart.
Debjeri Solomon.
John Swaby.
Benroy Smith.
Javel Taylor.
Michelle Sanders.
Zipon Thompson.
Tashali Swaby.
Ashley Tomlinson.
Denora Thompson.
Kabil Tam.
Rihanna Thompson.
Krista Virgo.
Next we have Kimian Trenchfield.
Yo, graduation on the yo. Done. Graduation on the
All right, this night, I know you did the sprints here at Steths. Don't know what sport Mr. Williams did, but you did a marathon. But we want to thank you. A round of applause to our presenters. Thank you very much. I'm now going to call on Mr. Donovan Wilson, a distinguished past student, as well as our board chairman, Mr. Yannick Watson, to continue the presentation. And to call the names, I'm going to invite Ms. Lucy and Ms. Saman to assist. Graduates, you need to return to your area. I see some graduates in the general audience. All graduates, please return to your area now. Thank you. Ms. Lucy and Ms. Saman.
Thank you, Mr. Kogo. Good evening, everyone. Now to continue with the list.
Kadisa Basso.
Rihanna Wallace.
Devon Basso.
Javon Watson.
Tanya Wallace.
Security.
Tawana Ward.
There to take one picture.
Miss, yes. You see the situation of him? No.
Anissa Warburton.
So we can get them up now.
Renee Watson.
Kristen Watson.
Anishka Weller. Romaria Watson. Brianna White. Anissa White. Alia Williams. Cassia White. Krishan Williamson. Chanel Whiteley.
Here is last.
Carry on Wilcox.
Leonia Williams. Alian Williams.
This war.
Omarly Williams. Alexia Williams.
Miss? You look at your hand controller? You just voice a lot?
You understand what I was saying to you?
One picture?
Sahar Williams. Dejanay Williams. Tiani Williams. Makeda Williams. Carolina Wilson. So on stage now, we're going to have our 6 numbers, our K students. First up, we have Georgia Burton, followed by Nikilia Gooden. She makes way for Shaquilla Green. Ramona Johnson. Followed by Janelle Plummer. Welcome on stage, Akelia Russell. Welcome, Shanika Smith. And following her, we have Alia Webb. And finally, welcome Omar Locke. And that's it for our list. Thank you, everyone.
All right, another round of applause for all the awardees. We want to thank all the presenters as well. The process was long, but speaks volume to the work that is happening at Steths, that over 220 students can be here today graduating. So another round of applause for the class of 2022.
So at this moment, we'll be presenting the top awards, CSEC awardees for the different subject areas.
So to assist us in this process, I'm going to call on two teachers, Miss Cleopatra Young and Mr. Smith, to join us here on stage to make the presentation. Mr. Smith and Miss Young.
And fitting this so, Mr. Bogle, the high our students are our able and enthusiastic teachers, so always behind them, all right? So for mathematics, chemistry, physics, electrical, and the list goes on, technical drawing, Joshua Newsom.
Very outstanding student. And up next to receive the awards for English language and biology, Shannon Johnson.
Shannon is a daughter of a past student, right? So family history is very rich. For English literature and integrated science, Satabidi Riggs.
All right, earlier our guest speaker said that she was fluent in Spanish. The person following in her footsteps is Adia Kerr. She will receive the award for Spanish and Family and Resource Management.
Students in action just a while ago, and for theater arts is Marsha Dixon, led by the teacher Miss Smith.
All right, so the family tradition lives on. The person receiving for social studies, human and social biology, and physical education is Carlos Samuels. Carlos is the son of our outstanding past student as well. Here comes Carlos.
Good job, CG, good job! Good job!
Okay, so for social studies, Nicole Dennis. And guess what? Nicole is the nephew of a teacher here, Mr. Willis.
Geography. The award for geography goes to Kimani Bowes. Kimani is here.
Okay, for Caribbean history, Calmarie Hudson.
Principles of Business, Natalia Holmes.
Atila, make your way up here with the please. And a very good combination, principles of accounts and commercial prep, Serena Bow.
Office Administration, Daniel Linton.
For information technology, Alison Johnson.
Electronic Document Preparation Management, Cavisia Vassal.
Done?
Food, nutrition and health, Shanae Green, Renaya Wallace. Dejane Williams, Anisha White, Richard Stanley. So for nutrition and health, Shanae Green, Rihanna Wallace, Dejane Williams, Anisha White, Richard Stanley. In addition to getting for food prep, Engineer will get, she will get for food prep and textile design. That's Desiree capturing 3 awards. And her mother is on top of the world.
Family and Resource Management, Aliyah Kerr, Renisha Reed, and Leander Crawford.
That means it didn't come off, I see that.
No, man. Correct it. A few more.
Richard Stanley.
See this? I aired him. Stanley. You need to call already, brother. There more than one already.
White and Stanley.
There you have one. Same thing.
Okay, so for commercial food prep, Ashley Tomlinson, Serena Bowes, Dejane Williams.
She call it already, yeah?
Textile, Clothing and Fashion to an award, and Regina Woolcock.
Well, I'm for experience. So, we know where I'm going to go. No way.
From cosmetology, Gabriella Savon and Kevin Holmes.
Mechanical Maintenance, Sheldon Morgan.
Yes, I'm keeping it in the long term.
Mechanical Engineering, Technology, Pedro Newell.
Building and Furniture Technology, Tyree Brumfield.
Mechanical Drawing, Troy Perry.
Here's one that our board chairman would have highlighted earlier, land surveying, Kiani Williams.
Automotive Technology, Janoy Wilson.
Graduation. No, still graduation.
Tiani!
And here at Steths, our students learn all the different skills, and getting the award for plumbing is John Swaby.
The skills continue, welding and fabrication. I told us it.
For graphic design, Kishima Saman. As well as painting and mixed media. That's Kimisha Saman. And Diana Austin.
Construction and ceramics, Kimani Brown. That's visual arts, construction
I am a
and
part of
ceramics,
the
Kimani
committee
Brown.
For Joy and Mikisha Brown.
I am part
Joy
of the
and
football
Mikisha
committee.
Brown.
So I don't know what I'm doing. But I don't stand so long because I have fever
Alright,
and
let's
night
move
time.
on quickly.
Coming, so for Cape, if the Cape students are here, can you just move quickly to the stage?
Cape students, can you move very quickly to the stage if you are here?
Chadwick Hendricks for Pure Maths.
Outside I rain fall now. I have so heavy drops of rain.
Geo and physics.
So that's Chadwick Hendricks, Pure Maths, Geography and Physics.
For communication studies, Rihanna Hines.
So what time you are leaving?
Alright, so Chadwick.
Come on, go see that.
And Chadwick is the son of two past students of the school. Outstanding past students. So that's Chadwick Hendricks there.
Oh?
And he's also a footballer, right?
Indeed, the captain for the Augusta Cup team.
Communication studies, Rihanna Hines.
Literatures in English Unit 2, Shanice Collins. As well as Sociology Unit 2 and History Unit 1. Very outstanding from Shanice Collins.
For food and nutrition, Akeelia Russell. Akeelia Russell.
For physical education and sports, Omar Locke.
For law, Kimberly Kimberly Bernard.
Computer Science Unit 1, Dominic Scott.
And Dominic also gets for building, mechanical and engineering drawing. Dominic is here. Move quickly, Dominic.
Johnson. We have stage lights.
Computer Science Unit 2, Roger Bowles.
Animation and game design, Davian Drummond.
Yeah, I think I'm
Drummond is here. Alright,
Management of Business, Dantia Reno.
Management of Business Unit 2, Daniel Basso.
Entrepreneurship Unit 1, Amelia Gill.
Entrepreneurship Unit 2, Camina Gordon, Accounting 2, Camila Gordon.
Financial services, Miguel Simpson.
Yes, came first in the Caribbean, right?
Indeed,
Came
congratulations.
first in the Caribbean in financial studies. You can have a talk with Dr. Smite.
Simpson. Environmental science, Adrian Powell. And that's for Unit 2.
Okay, history and sociology. History, Ariana White.
And Ariana also gets it for Caribbean studies.
Sociology, Unit 1, Victoria Brown.
Biology, Unit 1, Swan Cooks.
Biology and Chemistry, Unit 2. Nikisha Dunkley.
For Chemistry, Unit 1, Britannia Gray.
Chemistry, Unit 2, Nikisha Dunkley.
For Physics, Unit 2, Fabian Robinson.
And Building and Mechanical Engineering Drawing, Devon Jackson. Okay, so we now move on to some special awards. The first one is the Dr. Eric Hendricks Award. Dr. Hendricks. We'll be finishing in a little while, so please be patient. We're almost there. So let's stop the excessive movement, please. The graduates, you are to remain at your areas, please. Grade 11 block or grade 10 block. Okay, in the absence of Dr. Hendricks, I'm going to ask Reverend Samuda, will you come and present the Dr. Hendricks Award? And for this year, it's a cash, in addition to the award that the students get, there's also a cash award from Dr. Hendricks himself as part of our 60th anniversary. Alright, so the person receiving this award is Michael Smith. So Michael is going on Richard this evening. Good job, Michael. So that's the Dr. Hendricks Award, and Dr. Hendricks is a veterinarian.
Up next is our Principal Award for Leadership. And the person receiving that award, the student.
Before we get to that, Mr. Koga, Mrs. Beckford Bent will read a bit of profile on that student. Beckford Bent.
The Principal's Award for Leadership. This individual is a past student of the Five Spence Primary School. She entered Steths as a new student in 2015 and was placed in 7D. She is a jovial and sociable person who shares a good relationship with not just hers, but also with her teachers. In addition to such qualities, she has demonstrated that she is a strong leader, that she is helpful, and that she has great initiative. It is said, a good one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. This young lady epitomizes this quote, especially during the pandemic, when she volunteered to be a very present, helpful, and dedicated and consistent assistant right here on campus, and was instrumental in assisting the institution to overcome some major challenges during that difficult period. We are proud to witness these qualities in our students here at Steths. Therefore, it is no surprise that this individual has topped this well-deserved award this afternoon. She is currently in the upper sixth form, where she has served as a prefect. Ladies and gentlemen, help me congratulate the recipient of this prestigious award, Nikelia Gooden.
We're going to invite Mr. Wellington himself to make that presentation. Thank you so very much, Reverend Samuda.
Up next, we are going to have the Chairman's Award for Academic Performance, male and female.
We're going to invite Ms. Patterson to come and read for us.
This individual is a quiet and reserved student. He is cooperative and takes corrections with modesty. Although he is quiet, he is a sociable student. He has demonstrated his academic prowess since he has consistently produced and maintained a high quality of academic performance. This also earned him his place on the Principal's Honor Roll. He is a model student who has also proven that excellence can be achieved through integrity and hard work. So it is not surprising that today he is being awarded this special award. This recipient is no other than Joshua Newsom.
Our board chairman, Mr. Watson, will make the presentation.
Hey, come on, have about 50 cases.
Up next is the Chairman Award for Academic Performance, female. And I'm going to invite Mr. Morrison to read the profile.
The recipient of this award is a student who has maintained a high level of academic performance throughout the tenure here at Steths. In her GSAT and was placed at the St. Elizabeth Technical High School in 2017. From that moment, she has consistently produced and maintained a high standard of academic performance. This level of performance earned her a place on the Principal Honor Roll for the 5 year of her tenure here at Steths. In order to qualify for the principal honor roll, a student must earn an average of 85% and over in their final year examination. So you can just imagine why she deserved to win this award. She is a confident, disciplined, and assertive student who is always cooperative. This student of excellence.
Our board chairman will do the honors. Presenting DJ Williams with her award. Round of applause for DJ.
Students, we're going to ask you to come in single file, quietly. Graduates, you're going to come down now in single file back to your position. We are not finished with the ceremony yet, please.
Students, you need to come down now in single file and retake your places. Thank you. Quickly. And the parents, can you just go back to your seats and on a good note. So parents, can you just find back your respective seats. And students, make your way quickly down to your respective areas.
So the students who are in the general crowd, could you please go back to where you were seated so that we can complete this exercise in an orderly fashion. So those who are, we're asking those who are on the corridors to just quickly, in single file, return to your seats. Parents who are talking with their child or children, could you just excuse them and allow them to go to their seats? It's not the time for photographs as yet. So that young lady under the tent, that small group that is standing on the corridor and moving. As the two young men whose back is turned to the stage and they're not moving towards the stage. And the parents, you're a part of the problem because they're talking to you.
All right, so we're going to end shortly, and we're going to end on a good note. So up next is the awardees for the Wellington's Award. So I'm going to invite Miss Young to read the profile.
Good evening, everyone. The student to be honored with this special award is one who demonstrates a great balance between academic performance and extracurricular activities. For the past 5 years, she has cemented herself as a well-rounded individual who has held several leadership positions. She thoroughly enjoys the arts, and this led her to become a member of the school choir, where she has asserted herself for the past 5 years. Since then, she has consistently represented the school at several functions. She has participated in the JCDC competitions, and in the last staged competition, she won a silver and a gold medal for her entries. In addition to that, she has willingly participated in all the school events staged here at Steths. This young lady is creative and enjoys sewing, swimming, and cooking. However, what she enjoys doing the most is motivating her peers. She recently sat 8 subjects at the CSEC level and 1 subject at the art level. Her passion for helping people is what has propelled her since she aspires to pursue her tertiary studies in psychology at the Northern Caribbean University. This individual, ladies and gentlemen, is no other than Dejanay Williams.
I'm going to invite our principal, who the award is named after, to do the honors for us, Mr. Wellington. And yes, Dejanay is really the outstanding student. Another round of applause for DJ Lee. Now I'm going to invite Ms. Salmon, who will read the profile for the named student. Ms. Salmon.
Thank you, Mr. Kogo. Pleasant evening, everyone. The male recipient for the Wellington's Award. The recipient of this award hails from the district of Silo in St. Elizabeth. He entered the gates of Steths in 2016. From that moment, he has demonstrated that he is a capable student who always possesses a positive attitude towards his academics. He is a respectful and disciplined student who has also served in leadership positions. This young man became involved in track and field, and since then has proven that not only does he do well academically, but that he is also quite adept at high jump. He has become a well-rounded student, and he balances his interests quite well. This tall young man blossomed in 2021 when he won a silver medal at the National Boys and Girls Championships. In 2022, he represented the school at the Western Championships and the National Boys and Girls Championship and won a silver medal in high jump at both events. In the same year, he traveled to the Penn Relays held in Pennsylvania, where he again represented the school in high jump. It was here that he decided that he was going to soar to newer heights and sealed the deal where he won the event and earned for himself not just a gold medal, but also a gold watch to commemorate the very momentous win. This young man enjoys reading, participating in his pet event, and sleeping. The recipient of the Wellington's Award, or the main recipient of the Wellington's Award, is no other than Dejon Raymond. Mr. Wellington to present him with his award.
Thank you very much, Ms. Summer and Mr. Wellington. Now, something that is outstanding here at St. Elizabeth Technical is our sports program. So to be recognized as the Sportsman and Sportswoman of the Year is very significant. I'm going to now invite Ms. Marshall to read the profile for those persons.
Good night, everyone. Award for the Sportsman of the Year. This individual is a quiet student who hails from the Woodland, St. Elizabeth. He is described as being jovial and helpful. This quiet disposition has contributed to his sharp observation skills, which is a quality that has helped to fuel his passion for distant running since he competes in the 800 and the 1500 meter races. Although he is a quiet individual, he is an assertive athlete, and this assertiveness has significantly contributed to his achievements. This young man has proven himself a force to contend with in the future. In 2018, as a Class 3 athlete, he competed at the National Boys and Girls Championship, where he won gold medal in the 800 meter race and was a part of the 4x400 meter relay team. In 2019, he won a bronze medal in the 800 meter at the Boys and Girls Championship. In the same year, he tried for the Carifta team and was successful. He went on to represent Jamaica at the event and won a bronze medal at the 800 meter. As a Class 1 athlete, in 2021, he was a part of the medley team and he anchored his team to a gold medal at the National Boys and Girls Championship. In the same year, he was a silver medalist in the 800 meter at the NACAP event held in Costa Rica. In the following year, he again represented Steths at the National Boys and Girls Championship, where he came fourth in the 800 meter. That did not deter him because he tried again out for the Carifta team. By no surprise, he successfully made the team and again represented Jamaica in that event. At that event, he won silver medal in the 1500 meter and bronze medal at the 800 meter. His achievement did not stop there. His most recent achievement will see him representing Jamaica at the World Junior Athletics Championship, which is hosted in Colombia in August of this year. Just to further highlight the passion and the hard work of this young athlete, his growth from Class 4 athlete to a Class 1 athlete has seen him amass 8 gold medals, 1 silver medal at the Western Championship. He enjoys listening to music, socializing with friends. This young man has proven that work and integrity, there is no limit to what one can achieve, and it is no wonder that he is a recipient of this coveted award. Ladies and gentlemen, could you tell me who that awardee is? Yes, indeed, the Sportsman of the Year, Adrian Neversoul.
Champion one on the damn thing. Man, I put a massive and tender. Man, shut up with the goddamn boy. That's where everybody at the damn boy. Now, man, I come a size, that's why. Like the beat me at the goddamn boy.
Thank you very much. A proud moment. I know this night, Dr. Smythe, the tradition lives on with Adrian, and I'm sure Adrian is inspiring the other upcoming athletes. To read the profile for the female sports, well, the sportswoman of the year is Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith.
Award for the Sportswoman of the Year. The recipient of this coveted title began her academic tenure at the Mount Pelion Basic School in Manchester. However, she started her track journey at the Prospect Primary School. During her time there, 2 people, one of which was her father, Mr. Andrew Green, whom she considered her role model, coached her. There, she represented her primary school in local competitions where she was crowned champion for 2 consecutive years. In addition to that, she represented her institution at the national level. This young lady continued her academic and athletic journey when she became a student at the St. Elizabeth Technical High School in 2016. She continued to flourish because her main goal was to excel in academics and sports. Although she remained consistent in sports and won several medals at the Western Championships, her breakthrough came in 2021. In that year, she was awarded for her hard work when she placed 3rd in the Class 2 Girls 80 meters hurdles event at the Boys and Girls Championship. During that same year, she successfully passed 7 of 8 subjects that she pursued at the CSEC level. She now has 8 out of 9 subjects at the CSEC level. Talk about true champion, both on and off the track. It does not stop there, however, because she continued her great track season where she earned her spot on the 2022 Carifta Track and Field team for Jamaica. She was once again successfully where she won a silver medal in the under 20 girls 400 meters hurdle event. Additionally, she assisted her teammates to win gold in the 4x4 meters relay. As she ends her tenure here at Steths and is a preparation of starting her journey to her tertiary level of education, we pause to recognize her outstanding achievements and contribution to this noble institution. Ladies and gentlemen, and the recipient of the award for the Sports Woman of the Year, Shaquilla Green.
Mr. Boncheer. Here's for Shaquilla.
Get my words right and then approach when I treat you like a man is supposed to. You'll never have to cry, no. I know everyone can relate to when they find a special someone. She's royal.
So our final award for the evening is a special award named after former principal, Mr. S.U. Watson. And I'm going to invite Dr. Steths Wright, who is a past student, to the podium to make this award. This award is will be presented to 2 cadets. As a principal, Mr. Watson was he focused a lot on the cadets and the past students from the alumni from this New York, from the Steths Alumni Association, USA Inc. They came up with this award. So Dr. Steths Wright.
Congratulations to all the students. Well deserved.
And Nana Russell and the other cadet to come and receive this award. Give them a hand, please. Russell and Camaris Mary. Other cadet is collecting for Camaris Mary. Thank you very much, Dr. Wright. Put your hands together for all the awardees. All the awardees. Thank you so very much, and everyone who assisted us. Thank you so very much.
All right, thank you very much. Wonderful presentations. We will move into the vote of thanks by Troy Perry and Celicia Clark. Let us welcome both of them. Thanks.
Steths Graduation, the Honorable Barry Rochester, Member of Parliament Mr. Delroy Seeley, Councillor Christopher Williams, Regional Director of the Ministry of Education Mr. Otis Brown, representatives of the various heads alumni chapters, the chairman of the school board Mr. Henry Watson, other members of the school board, Principal Mr. Pete Wellington, Vice Principals Mrs. Sandra Gomez and Mr. Victor Bell, other distinguished guests on the platform, guest speaker Dr. Andrew Smith, members of the academic, administrative and ancillary staff, parents, guardians, well-wishers, fellow graduates, a pleasant evening. It is with pride and honor that we hold the vote of thanks.
We often take for granted the very things that most deserve our gratitude. By Cynthia Ozzy.
As we graduate this afternoon, we will now transition to the next phase of our lives. However, this progress would not have been possible without the persons who have played an integral role in our development.
It would not be anything if we left without expressing how grateful we are for everything that we have all done to make us into the spirited, powerful, and grounded individuals we are today.
Firstly, we acknowledge the work done by our past and present principals and vice principals in helping to mold and shape us into the well-rounded individuals we are today.
They never cease to instill in us the type of discipline that is expected from students of this noble institution. We thank you all for the lessons and guidance that we have met out of us. We will try our very best to uphold this standard throughout the rest of our lives.
To the academic staff, we raise our hats to you for a job well done. You played multiple roles in our lives and made Steths a home away from home. You have imposed on us attitudes and values that will sustain us for a lifetime. Special thanks to the teachers who consistently took the time out to listen to our problems, encourage and motivate us, make us laugh, contribute financially, and assist us with our academics. We wholeheartedly thank you. We can never repay you for all that you have done.
To the administrative staff, we appreciate the work you have done for us. You registered us and ensured that our proper records were kept. Thank you for accommodating us when it came to photocopying and printing, and for aiding us in getting much needed documents for our different pursuits. We are also grateful to our dear bus drivers who safely transported us on numerous trips and matches over the years.
To the ancillary staff who ensured that our environment was always conducive to learning. Thank you.
The kitchen staff, we made sure that we received our warm, balanced meals every day. We will never forget Auntie Dan, who no matter what served us while she gave us something to laugh about. We are grateful to you all.
To the graduation committee, today would not have been possible without the input of the dedicated and hardworking members. You have made today a very memorable day. We thank you.
Additionally, we extend gratitude to all the other persons who participated in today's proceedings. The chairperson, the musicians, the choir group, the theater arts group, thank you all for making today a possibility.
To our guest speaker, Miss Andrea Smythe, we extend our heartiest gratitude for coming and sharing with us words of encouragement and wisdom. We assure you that your words have found a place in our hearts and minds, and you will apply them in our decision-making and daily life.
To our parents and guardians, we can never repay you for the emotional, physical, and financial support that you have invested in us. Thank you for all the sacrifices you made to ensure that we receive an education. We know that many times there were struggles and hardships, but with God's help, you made a way. Thank you for being there.
To our friends and well-wishers, we know you had to put up with much from us over the years, but you never failed to avail yourselves when you were needed the most. Thank you.
And now to our fellow graduates, we have cried, we have lied, and we have supported each other for the day we entered
with the blue and yellow gates of Steths. Thank you for making our high school year such a memorable one.
We are blessed, we're a blessed batch because we went through a pandemic, yet here we are, marking a milestone. To all of us who have made true friends, and to those who have yet to meet true friends, remember these words by William. True friend knows your strengths, heals your fears, but fortifies your faith, sees your anxieties, but frees your spirit, recognizes your abilities, but emphasizes your possibilities. In conclusion, on behalf of the graduating class of 2020, we would like to assure you all that the work you have all done has not gone unnoticed as we move on. We will carry the motto, work and intellect, in our thoughts and actions, as we fly the banner of Steths near and far. We are forever thankful.
Could you be quiet for me, please? Thank you very much for the vote of thanks. As we seek to go to style to end this ceremony and start, graduates, can you be quiet for me, please? The discipline that we have now is what will take us through life. Want to leave? But be quiet. As we move to school song, I want to recognize former principal, Miss Dorothy Samuda, writer of this song, and she's here with us today in every way possible. She's remarkable, excellent woman, a visionary, and as you can see, the vision continues through Mr. Wellington. I'll ask Mr. Samuda to stand and to lead us all in this amazing school song. You can stay right there.
Shining people.
class of 2022, I want to say hip for all of you and all the best to your future. And Steths will always be here to support you as past students. Move into the light, move good, and rewards are there for you as you move such. Thank you.
So you guys will wait on your song, and then you'll leave to your song. Congratulations again, class of 2022. Waiting to throw your hats, but unfortunately, I'm so sorry. You will not be allowed to do that because of the time and that you might not find them back. Alright? So just one last hurrah. After two, you guys are going to scream. And put your hat up in the air. Yes, so take your hat off. Don't let them up. Don't let them go. So take them off, hold them in hand. Alright, put them down, and then when I get to two, you're going to put them up and just scream. Alright? Yes, let's go. 1, 2. Ensure you find your hat, because without a hat, you cannot go home. So remember, you must return your hat and your gowns. So you best find a hat to return.
Without a hat, you don't get a certificate.
Each hat is numbered and your name is
You want to bamba? You want to achieve with the big boys? Like them on, get them on, get together, come and drink with the drunk up. Hey, take a seat, how you feel? I got to tell them who and you. Let me tell them all the things. All the things. Okay. You wanna cheat with the big boy? They want get a coffee play with a drop car. Can you see how the thing goes? Oh, yeah, tell them I hope they do.
Check. All right, guys, I'm gonna ask that you clear the area because we're gonna set up for the ball. That was the teaser. So it's ball time. So I'm gonna ask that you clear the area real quick. You know, so we have to start playing. It seems that way. Ready? I feel run away, but I will go somewhere. Too many bad ones, and I don't friends. Not say me, don't wanna lose my conscience. I just wanna dance under the sunset. Like nobody stop my enjoyment. You don't know one person, not the way you dance. I'm going to ask the guests to move to the clothing room area for your refreshments. So the guests, please move to the clothing and textiles room for your refreshments. Hey, give me some volume on the side over there. So. As a matter of fact, give me some volume over there. Let's see what I'm going. Volume on that column. Alright. Please clear the area so we can set up for the ball. We have only until 10, so we're at 8 now. Need to move on it. Guys, please clear the area.